Greetings, dear viewers. This is Vyani, your economics professor. Today we will learn about demand forecasting. Demand forecasting is predicting future demand for a product. It is an objective assessment of future demand. The information regarding future demand is essential for planning and scheduling production, purchase of raw materials, acquisition of finance, and advertising. So, demand forecasting helps us to predict the future demand for our product, for our production, and it helps us to do the planning for our production, scheduling the production, purchase of raw materials, collecting the capital, and advertising. The types of forecasting. Forecast for short period normally do not exceed a year. There are a number of purposes for which short-term forecasts may be used. Production schedule have to be geared to expected sales rather than actual sales. The company has to face the problem of overproduction or short supply. So knowledge of the demand forecasting is important in purchasing. If prices of materials are expected to rise or shortages are expected to, the businessman may take advantage of the rise by earlier buying. Proper forecasting may thus help the firm in reducing cost of operation. Many companies use short-term forecasting for setting sales targets and for establishing controls and incentives. Then long-term forecasting. In long term, capacity may be expanded or reduced. Forecast could be over a period of 2 years or more. Planning of a new unit and expansion of an existing unit must start with an analysis of the long-term demand potential of the products of the firm. If a company has better knowledge about growth trends, aggregate demand of its rivals, its competitive position would be much better. Once demand potential is assessed, it will be easier for the company to engage in long-term financial planning. Planning for raising funds, manpower, it is based on long-term forecast of the company's growth. Then microeconomic or firm level forecasting. Microeconomic forecasting methods involves the prediction of activity of particular firms, branded products, commodities, markets and industries. They are much more reliable than macroeconomic methods because the dimensionality of factors is lower and often can easily be incorporated into a model. Then macroeconomic forecasting. This type involves the prediction of economic aggregates such as inflation, unemployment, GDP growth, short-term interest rates and trade flows. It is very difficult because the complex interdependencies in overall economic factors. Industrial level forecasting. These type are offered by Chamber of Commerce or trade associations. These are based on survey of consumer interactions. Hence, a firm can compare its data with these forecasting to know about its status. Then passive forecast. Passive forecast are those where the factors being forecasted are assumed to be constant over a period of time and changes are ignored. Then active forecasts. Active forecasts are those where factors being forecasted are taken as flexible and are subject to changes. Then how we have to choose a good forecasting method or selection of good forecasting method. First one is it should be economical. Cost is a primary consideration because there is no meaning in adopting very high level of accuracy at greater expense. It is the forecast has little importance in the business. So when we choose the good forecasting method, we should see whether it is economical, very less cost consuming one. and it should be understandable. The method which is chosen should be simple one. It should enable ease of comprehension by the executives. Elaborate mathematical and econometric procedures are less desirable because the management does not really understand what the forecaster is doing. Accuracy. The results which we are giving through our forecasting must be accurate. The method selected should give accurate result. It can be measured by degree of deviations between forecast and the actuals. The extent of success in forecasting directional changes. Then time between the forecast and their occurrence. There is a demand between forecast and its occurrence. So longer the time lag, greater the usefulness of the forecast. The time should be very less between the forecast and the occurrence. It should be simple. Simplicity and ease of comprehension should be ensured so that the management as well as the general public customers will understand what method of forecasting, what type of forecasting we are doing. Then availability. Availability of method should be ensured. We should attain the maximum satisfaction at minimum cost. In choosing the demand forecasting method also, we should not take much cost scientific methods, mathematical methods, and which consist of costly chemicals or costly machines like that. It should be simple, economical, and it should be available. Then only it will be useful to, profitable to the management as well as the employees as well as the customers. So when we select the good forecasting method, we should follow all these conditions. This is all about the demand forecasting, types of forecasting, and selection of good forecasting. Thank you.